Hey, it's your nail friend Kate. Today you'll be working with me on my client Becky. She's back after 5 weeks and I start her appointment as I do any other with an e-file removal and laying a fresh base for new art. Enjoy this montage because I find watching me paint nails a single color extremely repetitive and boring. And with that out of the way, we'll get started on the art. Today we're doing that viral fish nail art that I can only assume is inspired by fishing lures. I have to be honest, I shot this footage in the beginning of May and it's now July, so hopefully one day my video editing skills will be as fast as my nail art skills. This is a really fun nail inspo for me because it uses a lot of different nail art techniques while still being pretty easy to execute. So far, I've just been adding holographic chrome powder to some of the nails so that they'll have that sort of scaly shift in the background, and then I'm just sealing it in with clear gel. I think you'll notice in this video how I jump around from finger to finger, which is one of the things I do to maintain speed during a client's service while doing nail art on all 10 nails. So when she takes her hand away, most likely that is when she's curing whatever I just did. I'm applying liquid latex around some of the nails that I plan to airbrush. I always check with the clients, make sure they don't have a latex allergy before applying this. It is sticky though, so it wants to stick to itself. I usually tell my clients to keep their fingers separated if they can, but I will say Becky, almost every time we use it, gets at least 2 of her fingers stuck together. So when that happens, we clip it and I'll just redo the liquid latex. Now on to airbrushing. I lay down a paper towel to protect my desk. I clip off the tip of my glove so that I'll have a better feeling for the trigger of the airbrush machine. And then I have this tube that a nail art brush came in. I do occasionally refer to it as my crack pipe, unfortunately. I use it to backflow the air through the machine. Backflow will help clear the nozzle. It can also help with mixing colors or mixing colors with dilution. So here I'm doing a few nails with a white ombre, and then after this clip, but before the next one, I add pure magenta pink to my airbrush so that it mixes with the white right here and makes pink. And if you've seen my rainbow trout nail art video, which I'll link here, you know that doing a white to pink ombre is how I do the rainbow trout. So while the pink is in the airbrush, I'll spray down a few nails. I think I put a little dot on this pinky here. And then one of my favorite, most satisfying things is peeling off liquid latex. Love that. I'll use an orange wood stick to clean up anywhere that it gets kind of caught in those little crevices. You can also use a diamond bit with your e-file on a low speed for this, but then it gets a little hard to get the liquid latex off of the bit. So lately I've been doing this little orange wood stick routine. Again, if you've seen my rainbow trout tutorial, I use a magnetic cat eye gel in like a purple to blue to green shift. So this is just me using the magnet to manipulate the little magnetic glitter particles. And again, this gives it that kind of scaly, fishy effect. Again, I'm repeating that nail art across a few different fingers. I really wish I hadn't dumped the audio from this appointment. Becky and I love to be silly together. It's like we share the same brain cell. And I think that ability to unmask at work is something I craved for so long and didn't even realize it until I started doing nails. Maybe one day I will post a video about how I quit my full-time tech career to become a nail artist. I don't even think I realized how impactful that change would be on my life and happiness. So anyway, back to the nails. I am creating a little palette here. This is just a metal palette from Cocoist, and I like that because it's really easy. You can disinfect it. I love From the Nail. They're all bottled gels, so I'll make a little palette so that I can use them with my art brush, liner brush. I think this one is just a cheapie from Amazon, but I've been really loving the medium liner from Ice Gel lately. So similarly to when I, had the white pigment in the airbrush, I'm doing that on as many nails as I can before switching the color out. I do the same thing on my palette when I'm using my brush. If I have black on my brush, I'm going to use that in places that I can before I switch to a new color. I usually just switch to a new color by wiping it down with like a lint-free wipe saturated in alcohol. I know some people like switching colors with like a clear gel. I always felt like that was a little fiddly for me personally, but that's also probably why I need to get a new liner brush like once a month. Oh, and man, I love this nail art. It's so cute. Once you start drawing the eyes on, it comes together and I'm obsessed. I think the way that I did this manicure is once I would finish a full nail, I would top coat it, which normally I wouldn't necessarily do it in that order, but I think it would just help me feel like, okay, I'm done with these ones. Now I got to think about what I'm doing on the other nails. Like, as you can see on this hand, I've got something going on 2 fingers here. I had one thing going on the other hand. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to repeat this pattern on probably 4 nails in the whole manicure. And then those nails will be done. We're knocking that out, and then I'm on to whatever's left over. And I find that kind of helps for me, and I'm always working. Like, I have 2 lamps. Some people find that to be a bit of a revelation. I have 2 lamps so that I can always be working. One hand can be curing, one hand I can be painting on it. I don't really use a flash cure light that often when I'm doing art. I'll do it for cat eye maybe, but I tend to just send them in and out of the lamp continuously while I'm working. All right, I'm just gonna let us drop into it for a little bit. And with that, we are coming to the end of the video. These are how the nails turned out. I absolutely love them. She loved them. They've been filed off by now, by the time I've uploaded this video, but she was looking ready for summer with these. Anyway, let me know if there's anything else you want to see from me. If you're enjoying this, please comment, like, subscribe. It really helps grow my channel and makes me feel like I'm doing a really good job. Thank you. Love you. Bye.